The wind burned across the red plains as the caravan fled toward the broken ridges. Dust clouds rose behind them, and the heat shimmered over the horizon. Myra urged her scout unit forward, believing the hunter would collapse at any moment. No human could endure such pursuit across a poisoned world. Yet the sensors kept showing the same impossible truth. They had crossed 3 nights without rest. They had pushed their engines past safety. They had burned rations meant for weeks. Still, the single life sign followed behind them, steady and relentless. Myra was not afraid of humans before. They were scattered remnants of a fallen species, trapped on distant colonies and forgotten by the great powers. Her people called them soft, weak, and fragile. That belief had guided every raid, every capture, every conquest. The human named Eli had been part of a labor group taken during a border sweep. He was thin, tired, and silent. No one noticed him until he ran. He slipped from his restraints and vanished into the storms of the wasteland. Myra ordered pursuit at once. She expected him to fall within hours. The air outside the domes was toxic, the ground sharp with crystal sand, and the nights freezing. No unarmored being survived long beyond the cities. But Eli did not fall. He ran through the storms. He crossed fields of broken stone. He drank from poison streams and kept moving. After the first day, Myra began to feel uneasy. After the second day, the scout teams whispered among themselves. After the third day, fear settled into their voices. The life sign did not fade. It grew closer. Myra studied the glowing display and clenched her jaw. Her command ship was fast, but the terrain slowed it. The ridges ahead offered shelter and cover, but also danger. She did not want to face the human in close ground. Her scout, Leo, stared at the readings with wide eyes. His skin turned pale as he spoke. "No, he is not fleeing anymore," he said. "He is pursuing us now." The words echoed through the cabin. Myra felt a chill despite the heat. She ordered the caravan to increase speed and change course. Yet the signal adjusted with them, always following. They reached the ridge at dusk. Jagged towers of stone rose like the bones of a dead world. The caravan slowed as it weaved through narrow paths. Myra sent drones ahead. They scanned every shadow and every crack. Nothing appeared on the surface. Then one drone vanished. Its feed cut to black without warning. A second drone spun wildly before crashing into the rocks. Static filled the channel. The human was here. Myra ordered her guards to form a defensive line. They raised their weapons and spread across the ridge. The wind howled between the stones, carrying fine red dust. At first, there was only silence. Then a shape moved at the edge of the storm. He looked nothing like the exhausted captive she remembered. His clothes were torn, and his skin burned by the sun. His eyes burned with a quiet fire that chilled her more than any weapon. Eli stood alone, breathing steadily. He carried no armor and no shield. Only a simple blade made from scrap metal hung at his side. Myra lifted her weapon. She hesitated, struck by the strange calm in his posture. He did not rush or shout. He simply watched them. One of her guards fired. The shot missed as Eli dropped and rolled behind a stone. He moved faster than expected, fluid and precise. The guards fired again, but he vanished among the rocks. Shadows swallowed him as he ran higher into the ridge. Myra shouted orders, trying to surround him. Her forces spread through the maze, calling to one another. The wind swallowed their voices. One by one they fell. A scream echoed from the upper path, then cut short. Another guard vanished into the dust. Weapons clattered against stone as panic spread. Myra realized they were being hunted. She retreated toward the caravan, her heart pounding. Every shadow seemed alive. Every sound made her flinch. She reached the command platform and sealed the doors. Her crew stared at her, eyes wide with fear. The human signal appeared directly outside. The doors shook as something struck them. Again and again, the metal bent inward. The alarms screamed through the cabin. Myra raised her weapon, hands trembling. She had never faced such determination. This was not a creature fighting for survival alone. This was a being driven by something deeper. The door burst open. Eli stepped inside, covered in dust and blood that was not his own. He looked at Mira without hatred, only resolve. She fired. The shot grazed his shoulder, but he did not fall. He kept walking. Mira backed away, her weapon slipping from her grip. She felt small and powerless for the first time in her life. Eli stopped a few steps away. His voice was rough, but steady. "You took my people," he said. "You broke them. I ran so they could live." Mira felt the weight of his words. She saw the truth in his eyes. This was not revenge alone. This was protection. He turned to the control panel and disabled the engines. The caravan went silent. Mira sank to the floor. Her empire had always believed humans were weak. She now understood their mistake. Eli left the ship and vanished into the storm once more. He did not look back. Mira remained in the quiet cabin, surrounded by the echoes of her fallen guards. She knew the stories would spread across the stars. They would speak of a human who ran for 3 days and became the hunter, and they would learn to fear humanity.